On December 21st, 2012, millions waited for the world to end. Some feared fire, others expected salvation, but nothing happened, or so it seemed. What if the real event was invisible? What if the Maya never predicted apocalypse, but something far more profound, something our modern minds weren't trained to recognize? The Mayan Long Count calendar didn't end in destruction. It marked the conclusion of a great cycle. 13. Biaktuns, 5,125 years, closing an age and opening a new one. To the Maya, time wasn't linear. It was cyclical, spiraling, intelligent, alive. Each cycle represented a shift not in physical form, but in consciousness. So what changed in 2012? Why did ancient shamans speak of a veil lifting, of a great remembering? And why do modern scholars still miss the deeper meaning? This is where the real mystery begins. Stick with this video, because as we unravel the truth about 2012, we'll explore a vision of time, human evolution, and cosmic awareness that may challenge everything you've been told. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see that the shift wasn't meant to be feared. It was meant to be lived. The Maya didn't see time as a straight road. They saw it as a cosmic spiral, each turn repeating lessons, but at a higher vibration. Central to this vision was the Long Count calendar, a system of incredible precision. At its core were Baktuns, periods of 144,000 days. 13 Baktuns form a full great cycle, about 5,125 years. December 21st, 2012 wasn't an ending. It was a reset, a return to the 0 point, like the cosmic breath exhaling and pausing before inhaling again. The Maya didn't predict collapse. They foretold a moment when energy would shift, when humanity would be offered a chance to awaken. Not everyone would feel it, because the shift wasn't external. It was encoded in consciousness. To those attuned to inner time, it felt like something changed beneath the surface. Perception sharpened, dreams intensified, old systems began to unravel. Was this coincidence or prophecy? And if the shift is real, what exactly did the Maya believe would follow? If this stirs something in you, consider leaving a comment. What were you doing in 2012? Did you feel anything? And if this path resonates, share this video. Someone else might need to remember too. Next, we'll explore how the Maya tracked cycles not just in time, but in human evolution and planetary energy. Stay close. To the ancient Maya, time wasn't just a way to track days. It was a map of consciousness. Each cycle marked a stage in humanity's evolution, energetic shifts that echoed through Earth, stars, and spirit. They observed that as cosmic alignments changed, so did human behavior. Wars rose and fell, empires bloomed, then crumbled. But underneath it all, something subtle evolved: our awareness. The Long Count wasn't the only calendar they used. They had the Tzolkin, a 260-day sacred count aligned with human gestation, and the Hab, a 365-day solar cycle. Together, these systems wove a picture of time as a living field, one that breathed with the universe. They believed 2012 would be a galactic alignment, when Earth, the Sun, and the center of the Milky Way would form a straight line, not a physical catastrophe, but a moment of cosmic resonance, amplifying the potential for awakening. And those sensitive to energy, they'd feel the call to rise. This is why 2012 wasn't about destruction. It was about choosing fear or transformation, and many did feel it. Some quietly changed paths. Others began seeking truth, healing, or inner clarity. Coincidence? Or did we collectively step through an invisible door? In the next part, we'll reveal why mainstream media misrepresented 2012 and who may have benefited from that misunderstanding. Stay aware. As 2012 approached, something strange happened. Mainstream media flooded the public with one message: doom is coming. Movies showed global floods and earthquakes. Articles mocked doomsday cults. The world was conditioned to expect either chaos or nothing at all. But the true Mayan message, barely mentioned. Why? Because a collective awakening isn't easy to control. If people realized 2012 was about the expansion of consciousness, not the collapse of civilization, they might have started questioning more than just a date. They might have questioned their roles in outdated systems, their relationship to time and nature, the illusion of disconnection. By framing the prophecy as an end-of-the-world myth, the deeper truth was buried beneath noise and ridicule. And when nothing exploded in the sky, most people laughed and moved on. But for those who looked deeper, 2012 marked a subtle shift, a thinning of the veil, a call to remember ancient wisdom, a moment that began, not ended, a cycle. And now, more than a decade later, we're starting to see the ripples. Social systems are breaking down. Old truths no longer hold. And a quiet wave of awakening is rising. Did the Maya get it wrong? Or did we simply fail to listen? Next, we'll explore the real signs of the shift and how to recognize them in your own life. And if this is opening something in you, drop a comment. You're not alone in this remembering. If 2012 marked the start of a new cycle, how would we even know? The Mayans never promised instant transformation. They spoke of gradual unveiling, subtle at first, like the sun rising before it's seen. And look at the years since. More people than ever are questioning the system. Meditation, breathwork, plant medicine, ancient wisdom, they're no longer fringe. There's a collective hunger for meaning, for depth, for reconnection. Systems are crumbling, old stories are dying, and beneath the noise, something new is growing. A quiet revolution of consciousness. Maybe you felt it, a shift in your values, an urgency to let go of what's false, a sense that something is calling you, though you can't name it. These are signs of the shift, not dramatic, but undeniable. And here's the twist. The 2012 prophecy was never about the world ending. It was about a choice, to continue sleepwalking through time, or to wake up and remember who you really are. And that choice, it didn't end in 2012, it began. So if you're still here, still curious, maybe you're part of that awakening. If this resonates, hit like or subscribe, not just for this channel, but as a signal to the algorithm of consciousness itself. And drop a comment. What have you noticed in yourself or the world since 2012? Next, we'll go deeper into what the Maya actually believed would unfold after the shift, and how we're seeing it now. So what exactly did the Maya believe would happen after the Great Cycle reset? Not fire, not chaos, but purification. They saw this new era, called the fifth sun by some Mesoamerican traditions, as a time of inner transformation. A period when hidden truths would rise, systems built on illusion would collapse, and humanity would face its own shadow. Sound familiar? Since 2012, we've seen global distrust in institutions, mass awakening to personal trauma and ancestral wounds, a surge in interest in energy, frequency, and vibration, a breakdown in separation between science and spirit, self and cosmos. The Maya believed this era would challenge us to choose, serve fear, or rise through love. And this choice wouldn't come once, it would repeat, echoing in every decision, every moment. They didn't offer guarantees, they offered an invitation to remember that time is not just something we measure, it's something that measures us. And now, more than a decade into this new cycle, you're being measured too, not in hours or days, but in truth, clarity, and courage. Can you stay grounded while the world shakes? Can you tune inward while the noise outside grows? These are the initiations of the fifth age, and in the next part, we'll explore what the Maya saw as the greatest danger of this time. Not catastrophe, but forgetting. Don't miss it. According to Mayan wisdom, the greatest danger of any cycle is forgetting. Forgetting who we are, forgetting where we've been, forgetting the sacred rhythm that connects us to the cosmos. This forgetting doesn't come like a storm. It comes silently, through distraction, noise, false progress. And in the post-2012 era, distraction became an epidemic. Infinite scrolling, manufactured crises, anxiety disguised as urgency. The Maya warned that during times of transition, the veil grows thin, old patterns resurface, and we are given a chance to transcend or repeat. But here's the key. Forgetting isn't permanent. It's a test. They believed that those who remembered their inner light, even amid confusion, would become the torchbearers of the next cycle, carriers of ancient memory, bridges between the old and the new. And that's where you come in, because if you've listened this far, it means something inside you is remembering. A whisper, a flicker, a truth. Don't ignore it. Drop a comment. What are you remembering that the world has forgotten? And if this stirred something in you, share this video. You never know who needs that spark. Next, we close this journey with the most powerful insight of all. Why the prophecy of 2012 was never about predicting the future. It was about activating it. The Mayan prophecy was never meant to predict a day. It was a mirror, a reflection of a choice we'd face, individually and collectively. And that choice wasn't about survival. It was about remembrance. The Maya weren't counting down to destruction. They were pointing to a doorway, a threshold between cycles, a moment when humanity could either fall deeper into illusion or awaken. And awakening doesn't come with fireworks. It comes in quiet revolutions of the soul. The prophecy is alive, not in stone calendars, but in you. Every time you choose stillness over chaos, curiosity over fear, truth over comfort, you fulfill it. You carry it forward, because this isn't the end of a story. It's the return of an ancient rhythm, one that pulses beneath modern noise, waiting to be heard again. The world didn't end in 2012, but for many, something old did, and now something new is rising. You are part of it. You're not late. You're not lost. You're right on time. So if this journey stirred something inside you, don't let it fade. Like, subscribe, leave your voice in the comments. Let the algorithm know that remembrance still matters, because the shift didn't fail. It began, and it begins again, with you.